Good morning again. Let's continue in 1 Peter 4:7. 1 Peter 4, verse 7. The end of all things is at hand. Therefore be, and we get two terms, self-controlled and sober-minded. Self-controlled and sober-minded for the sake of your prayers. Well, when we think about these terms, self-controlled and sober-minded, let's understand them with a little more clarity. Let's think of it as being clear-minded and being alert. I think that's what the Greek is getting after here. Self-controlled, sober-minded is clear-minded and alert, attentive. Well, it begs a question. If the end is at hand and you are to be attentive, you're to be attentive to what and for what reason? Well, he gives you the for what reason. For the sake of your prayers. Why would you need to be attentive and alert for the sake of your prayers? Well, because you need to be able to pray relevantly to what's going on and relevantly to how the gospel and how the plans of God are landing and manifesting themselves within your particular sphere of influence in the culture around you. Richard Foster, in his book, The Celebration of Discipline, said the following: in prayer, real prayer, we begin to think God's thoughts after him, to desire the things he desires, to love the things he loves, to will the things he wills. In other words, we, in our present context, are devoted to the manifestation of God's presence, to the application of God's will, to the manifestation of God's love and his desires in our world, so that we begin to think like he does. We begin to be alert to the things and attentive to the things, clear-minded about the things that move his heart. So let me just give you, here's a jotting of a few things. Alert to what? Number one, alert to missional things, to what God desires for you to do, in light of the fact that the end of all things is over the horizon or is at hand. Secondly, alert to internal things. What's his working in your own life? Along with that, alert to moral things. What's his working in culture? And additionally, alert to communal things. What's his work in the church? Now, of course, he's working timeless truths. Of course, he's at work to the ultimate end of the glorification of himself and the salvation of humanity. But along the way, as culture shifts and changes, the nuances of his present manifestation in his works and in his community, and how his word, not what his word says, but how his word finds application, is nuanced. And he's saying here, Peter is, that we should be attentive to that so that we can pray appropriately as we see the end drawing near. May the Lord bless you today.